Okay, so I've just noticed we need to do a little bit more tidying up on the front edge of this veranda roof here. I didn't plumb the fascia line, the fascia gutter line up. So we'll work it out. There's always another way of doing that a little bit later and tidying that up, and probably the way I'll do that initially is I'll go and grab my tape measure tool and come from this front edge of the house, pull away, make sure you're rubber banding in the green direction, so make sure it's green. And I think our roof overhang was 1250, so we'd have to type 1250 for that roof overhang to the front edge there. The sideways roof overhang was 500, so I'm going to come to this side edge of the roof here and pull back in that direction, type 500, and that should give me some intersections to pull this edge of the roof back until it hits that intersection there. So I'm going to go and pick my select tool, pick that edge of the roof, find the move tool, pick that intersection there, and then move that back to that intersection of those construction lines there, and that'll plumb up that edge for the fascia gutter line. I'll just go and grab my eraser tool now and clean up those construction lines as we go, and so we're set back at that point there now. Okay, so what I think I might do now is I might just start tidying up these walls and extending them up until they intersect with the appropriate underside of the roof planes. So to start with, I think I'll just go and grab my select tool, and this surface on top of the walls at the moment, you probably could imagine that as being the ceiling line at the moment. That's probably going to get in the road. I'll leave it there for now and we'll see how it goes. Well, no, it is going to get in the road and be deleted later anyway. So just for now, I'm going to click that roof surface in there and delete it. So while that's deleted now, you can start seeing that ceiling's disappeared. You can actually start seeing inside the building underneath the roof there at the moment. But what I want to do now is I want to drag these walls up until they hit the roof, the underside of that roof plane. So to do that, I'll need to drop down my layer selector again and select the wall layer. Click on the pencil tool, the line, and just orbit around to see. I want to see the underside of the roof as well. So I want to see this edge corner of the wall and the underside of that roof. Now if you just watch what I'm doing, I'm clicking on that endpoint to draw a line, and I'm going in the upwards direction until I see the tooltip say on blue axis. While it says on blue axis, I'm going to press and hold the shift key. That has now constrained me to only draw in the blue axis direction. Now while I'm constrained to be blue axis, I'm going to come and hover on the inside of the undersurface of that roof. And you'll see the tooltip now says that it's constrained on the line and intersecting with the plane. Exactly what I want to do. So while I'm holding my shift key, I'll click there. And then the other end point of that line, while it's still rubber banding from that point, I'll go and click the other end point of the wall there, and I've now extended that wall up. Okay, so I'll tidy that up as we go. We'll just pick up the eraser and I'll erase that line there that was at the top plate sort of level, and we've cleaned up that wall to that point. So I'll just show you a few more of those, and then you can keep doing the rest of them on your own. But I'm in the wall layer, grab my pencil, this corner point here, pull it up until I see on blue axis, press and hold the shift key, and then touch the inside of the underside of the roof plane and click, and then from there you can probably finish off to the other end of where that wall's got to go, which is to that point. Grab the eraser and tidy up there. Okay, so I'll show you one more. And we just keep working our way around the building then. So line from this point here, wait till you see on blue axis, press and hold the shift key, and then hover and touch the underside of that roof plane. And then zoom right up to that other edge. And you'll see where you've got to be careful of there is we're not actually going to the edge of the barge, the barge fascia out here. Okay, we were actually 50 millimeters away from that. So I am just tidying up with my eraser. Okay, the next one I suggest you probably do would be this one here. So it's from that end point, on blue axis, press and hold the shift key, touch that underside of the roof plane. Then I've lost the end point of that in that command sequence, so I go back and pick the end point and then grab the other end of that wall, grab your eraser, and you've got a couple here that you can tidy up as we go. Okay, so we're just moving our way around to this one. Okay, what will we do for this one here? What I might do is, I think I'll come back to my protractor and come from this corner point here and set up some construction lines temporarily. So while I'm hovering on this face, I'm pressing and holding the shift key. I'm clicking on endpoint, clicking along this edge to start the 0 of my protractor, and then I'll hover up here and type 15 for a 15-degree roof pitch. So that's established something like that for me, just there. I think that I'll also then pick up my line tool. So while I'm in the wall layer, come from this far end point that we finished off on the other end of the building, the wall. Make sure your rubber band is red, so you're constraining it to go on the red axis. Press and hold your shift key until you touch that construction line that you just created. So you can click that there. And then the other line that I'm going to go and finish off would be this other corner point that we created there, like that. And then I probably then just need to go back to my pencil and drop something down on blue axis. I think I'll hover before I do, so orbiting around so I can see the underside of this roof. So I'm on blue axis, I'm pressing and holding the shift key, on blue axis, press and hold the shift key and touching that underside of that roof there. Okay, so then all I need to do is, so that's finished off that front roof surface there for me. So then I'm coming from this end point here and closing the shape off to that end point there. And then I'll go and grab my eraser and tidy that last one up. So that other edge, that was you did quite a lot of what Revit calls inferencing, by inferring directions and then selecting other planes for it to snap to. Just tidy up that other construction line there, and we've got a nice simple model of this building starting to take shape. So that's a real good other place to do a save, and we'll stop the video once again at that point.